Here's the 5 most important things I've found if you want to use consciousness medicine for healing and growth. Tip number 1, you're only going to get out of it what you put into it. What you put in as intention ahead of time and integration after is going to dictate what you get from the experience. The psychedelic medicine may open the door for us, but we still have to do the walking. We still got to put in the work. Tip number 2, music is the best guide. Music can guide our consciousness to different places, and it can guide us to a place of healing and growth. So select the right music and have it ready to go, a playlist ready ahead of time. I like using headphones, and have some music selected that will bring you out of a dark and stressful place if that ends up happening. And use music as your guide. Tip number 3, the difficult journeys can end up being the best for us in the long run. People say there's bad trips, but I say there's only wasted trips or trips that are not properly prepared for. These difficult journeys can end up giving us great gifts in the long run. But with that said, we don't want to be adding more trauma to our plate. So make sure you have things prepared to prevent too much stress. I go into depth into the things we can do to prevent these journeys from being traumatic in the Do-It-Yourself Psychedelic Guide. I'll leave a link to that, so check that out if you want to know how to prevent it from being too stressful. And keep in mind, if you have a difficult journey, it may be a gift if you know how to use it that way. Tip number 4, really high doses is not better for healing and growth purposes. When we're on the journey, we want to be able to see our harmful ego patterns and have them there with us and see them for what they are. And if we take really high doses, chances are we're going to just blow past our ego. Our ego just won't be there with us in that way. We may have a fantastic voyage, but if you're using medicine for healing and growth purposes, really high doses aren't necessarily better. It may not be as good. So you want to take enough that you have the full immersive experience. You need that. But you don't want to take so much that your ego just dissolves on its own. You want to find the pathway beyond your ego on your own. Tip number 5, laying down with a blindfold on and headphones in is the best way to use these medicines for healing and growth. We want to go on an inward journey, and anything that's distracting us, outside circumstance, bringing us into what's going on there is going to keep us from going inward. So we want to do something that's going to direct all consciousness into itself. And laying down, blindfold on, and headphones on is the best way to do that. I'm Ken Love, and I hope these tips find their way to the right people. Anybody brave enough to take this trip to this consciousness wonderland, have a safe and healthy trip.